So everyone knows the Vikings' major draft needs as we roll into hashtag draft season. Oh, Zimmer needs to take 75 cornerbacks. Yeah, it's not such a trolley meme or a trope that's like, oh, Zimmer always loves his cornerbacks. Kind of important. Weird. As well as a three-tech needs some help there. And, of course, O-line, 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 and potentially safety if Anthony Harris leaves, which is really depressing me, man, but anyways, but we have a couple of other additional positions need for the Vikings, low key under the line, and shocking, shall we say? Because if the Vikings go with one of these three positions a little bit earlier than you may expect, could it be shocking? Could certainly be so. So number one, edge rusher. And now, depending on what happens in free agency, Everson Griffin has already opted out of his contract. Stephen Weatherly is a free agent as well, and it is conceivable, I almost would say likely at this point, that the Vikings could potentially go super cheap at this spot. Let Everson go. Let Stephen Weatherly go. And save a little bit of cap space as they try to retain some semblance of a team. And I think the rise of a guy like Afadio Denebo could certainly facilitate that. So then it'd be Daniil Hunter and Afadio Denebo. And then who? I mean, who else? Like UDFA tryout, Stacey Keeley signed to a futures contract. Him, the 6'8" guy. Is that it? Yeah, but what really sucks here is that this edge class is not great. Like we talk about, it's a potentially historic left tackle class, potentially historic wide receiver class, but this edge rusher group is not good at all. Like it's Chase Young and a bunch of slappies, but there could be some late round, mid round value there. I do have faith in Rick Spielman and Andre Patterson. They've shown time and again that they can team up, identify talent, and develop talent. So just bring in a couple of raw athletes and then watch them convert into double-digit sack contributors over time. Well, we've seen it with Daniil Hunter. We've seen it with Afadio Denebo. We've seen it with Stephen Weatherly. We've seen it with Everson Griffin, who's a mid-round pick. We've seen it with Brian Robinson, who also was a mid-round pick. So I do have faith with what the Vikings are going to be doing here. Low-key, surprising, shocking need number two, wide receiver. Yeah. Yes, you do currently have the best wide receiver duo in the NFL, but you saw what happened last year when one missed significant time. That passing game. Plus, also, elephant in the room. You don't know what's going to happen with Diggs? Question mark? Yeah. And then also, even though the Vikings are a run-first offense, Kirky Boy still needs his weapons on the outside to flourish. And also, BC Johnson, a seventh rounder, great surprise last year as a rookie, but is he truly ready to step up, be a wide receiver 3, or is there room to upgrade in this spot? Now, like we said, this could be a historically great wide receiver class. Like there could be 20, 25 wide receivers drafted this year, which is just insane. And also you can have a number of very quick contributors. So I think that the Vikings should be in the market for at least a mid-round or potentially early day 3 wide receiver. We talked about Tyler Johnson from the Gophers. I think that he would be a great fit here in Minnesota. Of course, we love hashtag one of us stories, but also due to his technician, I think that he would be a great addition to the Vikings roster. But also, I would love a burner. Just a straight up speed kills coming down the mountain. Something that the Vikings haven't had since Aldrick Robinson left 2 years ago. Where you look at a guy like Denzel Mims from Baylor, or even like a physical freak like Chase Claypool from Notre Dame. Just some guy who's going to take the top off the defense. You saw how effective that can be. I mean, Mecole Hardman and Tyreek Hill in Kansas City. It's kind of nice, huh? Right? And also, people forget that Laquan Treadwell started games late in the season last year, which is less than ideal. So I think in such a great deep class, the Vikings would be remiss if they didn't take a shot or two on a wide receiver. Lastly, shocking and low-key position of need number 3, center. Yeah, now think about it. So Garrett Bradbury is obviously the bee's knees, former number 18 overall pick last year. He's going to be great. He's going to be the Vikings pivot man for a number of years. But also, you need some flexibility, especially on that game day roster where you're generally only activating 7 or sometimes 8 offensive linemen. You need someone who can actually play center in a pinch. If worst comes to worst, knock on wood, alien abduction, etc. And if I have it my way, Pat Elflein is not going to be anywhere near this roster next year by virtue of him getting beat out via competition, by free agency, by draft, etc. So then, if that does happen, currently the Vikings have no one with center experience on this roster. And like I said, the pivot spot is key. Probably not bringing back Brett Jones, which is sad to me as well. But also, I don't want this to end up being like a Oh, hey, let's experiment with Danny Isadora, who has never played center at all in his career. Let's have him experiment playing center in the fourth preseason game because we're freaking out because we don't have a center to start the 2018 season. I don't want that at all. Don't need that. So, scooping up an interior offensive lineman who can at the same time compete at guard and or has center experience, or you would feel comfortable teaching him the ropes at center to be the swing backup and potentially develop into something more. I think that would be key, and that would be perfectly fine. Like say the Vikings in the mid rounds, third round, fourth round, there's a center prospect who you don't mind playing at guard either. You look at the Michigan, you look at the Wisconsin guy as well. So it's like taking a guy who's like, oh, you're drafting a center, but you have Bradbury. Well, the dude can play some guard and in a pinch can play some center. Be fine with that too. Also, bonus quarterback. For all the reasons that we talked about, because you don't know what's going to happen with the future of Kirk Cousins. And why has it become such a crime here in America to have two good quarterbacks? Or at least some guy that you're developing for the future, because Jake Browning ain't it. But that's it. Anyways, those are our 3.5 shocking, I guess that's not the word, but potential low-key positions of need for the Vikings heading in the draft. What do you think about ours? What are yours? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, post something to Venmo. Plus, give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skull, production value.